President Barack Obama have to waive the debt of the American people. You put the people in this mess, you get them out of it. But he's so stupid, he don't know.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.
Jimmy, man, what made you get into politics in the first place?
A Vietnam veteran who came home with amnesia and noticing all the veterans was getting mistreated, and even I myself exposed to Agent Orange, and I was supposed to be dead because the government would not assist me and my deformed children who was exposed. And I just kept complaining. I got tired of complaining. And I kept saying that if those who didn't come home, they're dead, and I'm dead too. So since I am dead, to hell with it. I'm going to give them hell until I die.
You know, I was reading on your Wikipedia page, and it claimed back in 1993 you climbed the Brooklyn Bridge and refused to come down unless television stations broadcast your message. You know, did that tactic work for you? I mean, were you able to get your message across?
Well, it wasn't a tactic. I uncovered Al Qaeda digging in America. That wasn't a tactic. I uncovered Al Qaeda, the people who attacked the World Trade Center in 1993. I uncovered them in 1989 in New York, digging in. I uncovered a terrorist organization that America was not hip to the kind of work I did as a Vietnam veteran, which meaning it was snitch out the Viet Congs. And I watched that terrorist activity build, and no one would listen. And that is why I climbed the bridge. No one took me serious, and they took it for granted. That's the reason for climbing the bridge. And they call it a tactic because we simply don't know how terrorism works in this country because we've never been exposed to it until it happened to the World Trade Center.
Now, you know, your phrase, the rent is too damn high, you know, it's caught on like wildfire across the U.S. You know, at what point did you use that statement or political status? What point was that first introduced?
In 1993, in 1994, when I walked from Brooklyn, New York to Buffalo, New York, and back to Brooklyn again, I noticed there were 15,000 businesses leaving the state in New York a year. 15,000. Something had to crumble from that. And as a veteran who had amnesia, my mind wasn't focused on anything but to try to find a solution to what was going on and not play the blame game. And when I knew that the feedback of 15,000 businesses leaving the state of New York, I knew that there would be consequences. And that is what made me focus on resolving how we resolve this. What's the solution? And that is when I began to put my wheels in motion.
It's pretty much fact that our political system, you know, the two major party system, whatever, is broken beyond repair. You know, that's just my mind.
And you know what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
And you know what hurt that? It's for the mothers and fathers who stopped being parents and became political experts. Right now, they call themselves liberals. They call themselves right-wingers and left-wingers. They call themselves conservatives. All of this nonsense screwed the country up because they thought they knew, they think they know, and it's proven now they know nothing. America is in critical economic condition. Those they voted for have not done nothing but learn how to hypnotize them before Election Day so they can re-vote for the Democratic and Republican Party again. We have a contest coming up between those two parties, the Democrat and Republican. They learn how to brainwash the people. They learn how to get that vote. And they're going to continue to do it. The Rent Too Damn High Party is here to offset that. We'll come in to say to all of them, the party is over. And how do we bring about a change is by reaching out to the same ones they targeted when they began to get certain movement, and those are the young people. And like McDonald's targeted their restaurants to the young people. Now, to buy a hamburger from McDonald's is like paying rent. Cornflakes, cereal, targeted the young people. The prices are low. Now you can't even buy a box of cereal for less than $6 in New York. So they target the young people. So we're going after the same ones they targeted and try to get the country on the right track. Because we need their help and to straighten it out. Because your grandmothers and your mothers and fathers are going to call me what? They're going to call me crazy.
Now, since you first ran for mayor of New York back in '93, How much momentum have you gained, and do you think that momentum will continue enough that you will win the next election?
We will win the next election, but there was no momentum at all because I was fighting with invincibility as a Vietnam veteran. I kept it secret. I never told anyone. And I didn't, after the election was over, I said, oh, well, I just mostly dealt with my injuries and a memory loss. So in 2010, when I ran for governor of the state of New York, I was prepared to take the country over because I knew the president, Barack Obama, made a mistake, the worst president this country has ever had. You do not give the people's money to banks and corporations to bail them out, leaving the people holding the bag, and don't tell the people anything. The people are 61% shareholders of every bank and corporation you gave that money to, and they're not saying anything like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. The mortgages are paid for. Student loans are paid for. It is a big deal. Why isn't the Democrat and Republican Party who want you to vote for them, why is all the elected officials who are Democrats, Republicans, why don't they jump on this? Because they don't know. And I was asked, Mr. McMillan, what's the solution? For me, because I found the solution to the problem, it's easy. President Barack Obama has to waive the debt of the American people. You put the people in this mess, you get them out of it. But he's so stupid, he don't know. The worst president. This is what makes him the worst president. No other president did it. The president should have let them up for Chapter 11. If they would have filed for Chapter 11, then everything would have been fine. But when he gave the people's money away, he offset the imbalance of money, even with the Federal Reserve. He screwed up, and he don't know it, and he can't even see it.
How long do you think it'll take us to bounce back from the shape the country's in right now?
You don't give the people's money to bank the corporations to bail them out. Simple as that. And he did. Simple. You made the people 61% shareholders of every bank and every corporation who got their money. Simple. You're supposed to know better. You say you got a college degree. You're supposed to know better. You left the people holding the bag. Now the people are critical. There's never a deficit. There's never a sequester. And there's never a fiscal cliff. I uncovered $11.26 trillion surplus sitting in the U.S. Department of Treasury for banks who didn't pay the money back on time, who went into default, from different government agencies that collected this money. The president ought to know this. You screwed up. You can't just run to be president and say you want to be president and you don't know this. He screwed up.
You know,
I'm not going to.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm not going to let him off the hook. You screwed up the American. You screwed up the country by doing what you do. Now the American people are suffering like hell and trying to get out of a hole you put them in. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac blew $800 billion in 2008. The president patted them on the back. Now they're beginning to foreclose homes again in April. Do anyone understand me? Is anyone paying attention? American elected officials cannot count. Cannot count. It's a simple process to get a country on track. All this money they're saying that we got it. America just dumped.
Is it just a big conspiracy? Do you think it's just a conspiracy?
It's more than that. It's a dump to American citizens who are not paying me no mind. They call me crazy and not paying attention. You're supposed to know your country. When your country do something like this to you, you're supposed to step up. They're protesting for everything else but this. And this is critical. You're looking at a bunch of dumb voters who are letting this happen. Because before you run to the poll and say you voted, who'd you vote for? Why did you vote? You're supposed to say, no, this is my country. I'm going to elect you to represent this. They're not doing that. So elected officials are it's like a pedophile. It's like a guy who works in a bank, a guy who works in an office. They keep patting this girl on the ass. The more he doing it, she don't stop it, he's going to keep doing it.
Yeah,
that's the Democrat and Republican Party. They know the American public is an idiot. They know that the voters, you're looking at Russ Limbaugh, you listen to Bill O'Reilly, you listen to Glenn Beck, you listen to these folks. They know they don't know. This is entertainment, and they're getting locked on the entertainers. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a mathematical genius when it comes to getting the country on the right track. I laid out a blueprint at Hofstra University. for governors and heads of states to follow. I haven't got one call from one governor. Yes, I did. Governor of Oklahoma. And I spoke at the Oklahoma Republican Convention. But it wasn't to discuss economic and fiscal responsibility. It was to get me to the state to talk about something. When TV called me to the program, I was on Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly asked me a question. Jimmy, I heard you was a stripper when you was Vietnam. When you sometime I said to myself, I'll be damned. I don't believe you. But say that to him, I say, you got to ask me, why was I stripping? I was stripping as an ambassador to the United States government to allow me to come home from Vietnam, expose the Agent Orange, and 3 women had to deport their deformed children that they had because a baby's foot was coming from the middle of her head. One of my baby's head was coming through her knee. That's what from the stripping, to make sure that you can get your body clean. Ask me, don't assume. This is an embarrassment for the United States government to let me do that and turn me down for help for my children who were born deformed. That's why I was stripping. And I'm proud to talk about it. So my government should be ashamed to let me go to the military to learn how to kill at age 18. I learned to register to vote at age 18. I came home at 20, went to the bar to get a drink, and I was too damn young. That's an embarrassment to the United States government. So this is what I'm here to lead by example to get the country moving in the right direction for change that should have happened a long time ago. I'm here to teach every parent how to become an American citizen through your vote. How you demand. If I vote for you in November, what the hell am I doing protesting in the street in December? I voted for your ass. You get out there and protest. That's why I voted for you. What you see the American people doing? What is wrong with them? What is wrong? I will not waste my vote on your sorry behind, and I got to protest. Why did I vote for you? This is what I'm here to teach the American people. You made some mistakes, I say, to the American people. Grandfathers and grandmothers made a big mistake. You were wrong, Grandma and Grandpa. You got the country in this mess through your vote because the elected officials can't vote for themselves. Now it's up to me to come and get the children and your grandchildren out this mess. So far, I'm doing a very good job in getting the attention of your grandchildren and your grandkids who don't consider me to be crazy. They consider me to be a phenomenon. They see something in the message in Israel, in Australia, in Brazil, and in Romania, and they see something in this message that is not being seen by all Americans who call me a lunatic. Other countries, Egypt, other countries see London, other countries see the same political format we follow here. They use it there, the democratic process we use, and every nation who uses this democratic format has failed. It's in total failure. It's in total chaos. And I'm not here to change it. I'm here to refresh it, to give it, to set it in the right direction. Now it's off track. There's nothing wrong. No new laws need to be set. It just needs to be cleaned up. And that's what I'm here to do.
Now, you got some attention from your music video you dropped like a couple months ago, The Rent is Too Damn High. It's already got close to like 1 million views, right? And, did you expect it to have such an immediate impact like it has, to obtain so many views in such a short amount of time?
You remember a guitar player, a black guy player, acoustic guitar, he played at the Woodstock, I heard. I forgot his name now. He put his political message in his music. And I did know his name, and I can't think of it now. So I realized, I said, wow, I got to grab the attention of these young people. How can I do it? So I thought about him putting the political message in, because these kids love radio and hip-hop. I said, I got it. I'm going to write a hip-hop, put the message in the music, and guess what? It worked.
Oh, yeah, it worked.
It worked. I got one more new one I'm working on right now. It's, what's the name of it called? I need you to help me. I'm putting it in hip hop.
Yeah, I love that video. I love the video, Jimmy. I mean, I love your style, man. I was getting ready to ask you, do you think you might put out more like it since that one, had such success?
It'll probably be out about the second week in June. It'll probably be out. The kids love the music, and I remember when Barack Obama used the BlackBerry to reach out to social and digital media.
Mm-hmm.
I perfect what he did, and I said, if he can do it like that, I can do it like this, and it worked.
It sure did work, man. Yeah. Hey, man, what's it like now since everyone knows who you are? I mean, when you walk up and down the street, are you constantly approached with questions? Does that bother you in any way, or do you like it?
It is so crazy what I'm about to say that my big base are the Asian kids. The Asian kids with more social media than the American kids. The Asian kids go crazy when they see me. They run across the street 15 or 20 at a time because they go to New York University. They're not playing. The women and guys are the same way. They scream when they see me. But the Americans do the same thing. But you have more, the Asians have us outnumbered in popularity. So this is why I say the Asian kids, when they see me, they go nuts. They want me to come to China, Japan, Hong Kong, Tokyo. They want me to come there. I just Skyped in these places already, and they love me. North Korea, love me. Same place that Kim Jong-un was in America before with his father, he went to school here. That's why he loved Dennis Rodman. So I have an action figure. You see my action figure doll, right?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
I'm going to send one to Kim Jong-un with a basketball glued to the hand. No, why am I doing this?
Tell me, why are you doing it?
The President of the United States must be bipartisan to all nations. You must compromise because everybody is here. You must be able to negotiate, to get along. Don't listen to the old Democrats and Republicans and not go there and talk to him. I agree with what Dennis Rodman say. Talk to Kim Jong-un. He's a kid. He's exercising his verbal judo. He's exercising his strength. Power he never had. Why would the president made a big mistake as President of the United States? He needs to be told this by me, but he's not listening to me. But I know he's listening. Remember a basketball player came out of the closet and said that he's gay?
Yeah.
The president came up and congratulated him for coming out of the closet. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's just a month or so ago.
The president can't do that. You can't come up on, and you're supposed to be those who are and those who are against. You're the president. You can't choose sides. You can't come up and say that you for gay marriage or you against it. You have to clearly say you are the president. I accept the vote of the American people. You answered it wrong, Barack Obama. The president of the United States has to be just like a judge in a court. You are not there to judge. You can't take sides or choose sides. You must wait, and whatever the court says, then you base your, not an opinion, you base your fact on what the court decision was. You can't open your mouth and choose sides. Rent is too damn high.
The rent is too damn high. Where I live, the water's too damn high, I'll tell you that.
Exactly, and this is why I say it so far. It's enough to run a country and to guide a city, town, or county in the right direction. It's something that they need to be taught how to govern the people in America. America had went off track somehow, and it had to be put back on track. And that's what I'm here to do. One city, one state, one county, a county at a time. One person at a time. Getting rid of the old voter, bringing in the new voter will change this nation like you've never seen it before. When you go to vote, I want all of the young people to ask themselves a question. Why am I voting? I can't drink or smoke till I'm 21.
Yeah, that's a law that needs to be changed. That's old and dated.
You just set them out for it. That's why the Rent Too Damn Party came to life. To let Americans know themselves, this is your country. I'm only a wake-up call. I'm the alarm clock to wake you up. What are you thinking about, America? Why have you not? I asked a young couple the other day, is this your first love? They said, no, they had a relationship before. I said, well, why do you not with that person? They said, because they cheated on me. Both, they said, I said, well, were you married? They said, no. I said, well, only husbands and wives can cheat on each other. Girlfriend and boyfriends can't cheat on each other. Because you have to know who you want before you get involved with it. If you're my girlfriend and I make out with her, I want to make sure she's the right one and you're the right one. I have to do that. I have to. You can't put the asphalt on the street knowing that when the rain comes, it's going to wash it up. You got to test it.
You got to test the waters.
You got to test it. America needs an education lesson. Somehow or another, the education on life, has backfired and went into a bad direction. All I'm doing here is what a parent do. Parents supposed to do what I am doing. Make sure your children be treated fairly in this country called the United States of America. And the parents are too busy trying to be politicians and experts in politics instead of trying to be parents. That's the only fault I see. Now, why didn't they vote for me as governor? Because the person they voted for is responsible for the housing mess we have in the state of New York. You sit on HUD. He's responsible. But they voted for him because he's a Democrat, and the Democrat went to the poll to vote Democrat. Republican, go, Republican. Not for someone who has the right message. The American public is nothing but prostitutes because they were bought by Democrat and Republican Party who tipped them and they voted for any Democrat or Republican who ran for governor. They're nothing but a bunch of whores. That's what we all are as American citizens who got bought. And they can't say nothing because this is what I'm here to get the record, get it straight. And I'm saying to the young people, do not become a political prostitute. Don't be bought and buy into. If they don't bring up issues that can help you, stay home. Why waste? Let them fight it out. No matter George Bush, no matter Barack Obama. Barack Obama and George Bush, it doesn't matter who run the country. Barack Obama did worse than George Bush. Barack Obama did worse than Richard Nixon. Barack Obama did worse than Ronald Reagan. Because all of these presidents never gave the people's money to a bank and a corporation to bail them out. None of them. This is the worst president we ever had. The only people stand up behind this president are those so-called African Americans who I want the Negro to come back. Because the Negro and the African Americans, the Negro fought for freedom. The Negro is who Dr. Martin Luther King stood up to say that we are in this nation together as one people. The African Americans fed up with the Negro struggle and strive to become one as a people. Now the African American don't want to be with the white folks. He want to be African American. He want to get all the attention. He want Stompard Fish to be targeted directly at him. He want all the gun control to be saying, well, you're talking about the guns and black people get killed and African Americans get shot by guns. But the Negro don't stand for that. The Negro wants the constitutional rights to stand for everybody. Gun control, gun rights for everybody. Do not bother the right to bear arms. That's what the people, the African American and the Negro is in battle with each other, and nobody know that. But me, we're in battle. You got all these old reverends of the church, all these old ministers of the churches, all these old pastors of the African American church are trying to convince the Negro, yeah, these white folks did. They want you to do it. Because why do the African American pastor, minister, pastor preacher do this? Because he wants them to continue coming to his church because he is the greatest manipulator of all time. Muhammad Ali said it, the greatest manipulator of all time. They float like a butterfly. They sting like a bee. They don't have nothing in the church for you and me. All they talk about, they want to keep parishioners plumbing so they can have money in collecting buckets. They talk about the fan. They talk about the ceiling. And all they talk about is how evil white folks have been in the past. Why is the rent to them high party so popular? Because we talk about the P-E-O-P-L-E. There is no color. The American people. That is why we're so popular. We do not attend your rally. If you stand up and say, well, Mr. Miller, you're the first African American to form a political party. No, I'm not. Because I'm not an African American. I'm a United States veteran who are an American defender who served in the United States Army. You fought in the white man's war. You're crazy. Yes, I'm crazy. This is how they see it. And I'm not going to let them get away with it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Hey, Jimmy, I got a question from a listener who wrote in named Brent Hughes. And Brent asked you, what's Jimmy's views on the idea by Michael Bloomberg to ban large soft drinks in New York?
You can't say that about Michael Bloomberg because Michael Bloomberg did not vote for himself. He's a rich guy who do what rich guys do. You blame the voters for putting the rich guy in instead of a parent. So I love Michael Bloomberg. He's an announcer to get his business together. He made his bargain. He's a very gifted man. So am I gifted too for creating a rent to them movement. And I'm not rich at all. I'm still poor. But the question is that he's doing what you're supposed to do. He's carving the city to fit his lifestyle. You can't blame him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope that
answers. You can't blame him a bit.
No.
And I would be. Stop playing the blame. You can't blame the lady because she's cheating on you. because you don't come in no more and kiss her like you're supposed to, and give her a massage and take baths with a massage. You can't blame her. She wants someone to do it. It don't mean that she don't love you because she gets somebody else to do it. She needs that infatuation. So you can't blame the rich guy. You can't blame the pimp because the prostitute need him out there in the street with her to keep guys from raping her, robbing her, and killing her. You can't blame the pimp. You blame the prostitute. Because if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Michael Bloom, if it wasn't for the voter, Bloomberg wouldn't exist. They have something to say about Bloomberg. They could have put up an opposition to go against him. They didn't do it. Because a rich man was coming and made a fortune off of being rich for himself. Or they said, well, he did that for himself. He could do this for us. But they failed to realize that people are not a product. They took over the school system. Once again, the rich guy. People, students, children, kids are not merchandise or product. We need a parent come back. Parents need to come back. Grandma is not 36 years old. Baby's having babies. We need the parents to wake up and get this country on the right track and modify the laws that are there, and let's start moving forward again. And I don't believe it can't be done. Remember the guy who just went in the hospital on a cardiac arrest. His heart just blew apart. But what he didn't know, they had an artificial heart sitting there waiting on him. So I don't believe that he's supposed to have been dead, but he's not. So stop using the word you don't believe in the word can't. Anything is possible. And I represent the cardiac arrest people. The word the speaker saying that it can't be done. I represent that it can be done. You just stop using the word. Don't discriminate against yourself. If you believe, it will be done. If you believe, it can be done. And if you believe, it must be done.
Well, Jimmy, we're almost out of time here on the show, but can you tell our listeners where they can go as far as website or social media where they can endorse or, learn more about the Rent is Too Damn High Party?
I want everybody to go to Rent Too Damn High Party, and remember this, that you can leave $1 donation to whatever amount you want to leave at the Rent Too Damn High Party. Jimmy McMillan is running for mayor of the city of New York. I don't need a dime. I need money for the party to set up an office to help these poor people. When they call in, I need to get people to work there to help these people. I need to get the attorney, fireman, the legal team that I need to help people. Me as a candidate, I don't need a dime you got. Don't send me no money as a candidate for mayor of the city of New York. But go to rent2damnhigh.org. You can buy a button. You can buy a T-shirt. I just got a big endorsement from a restaurant called Papaya Key in the city of New York that allowed me to use the Rent Too Damn High Party as my headquarters because they recognize my effort and my mission that people are hungry for help, and I'm coming to help the people. I urge everybody to support me here in the city of New York, no matter how far you are, because what I do here will have a domino effect to wherever you are there, and that is all I ask you to do as a mayor of the public. I say that I love you because I have a Vietnamese daughter. Before I left Vietnam, she was born in 1968. The last word that I heard her mother say, I seen her mother lips read, and I used to speak Vietnamese when I left. But I was injured when I came home. They wouldn't let her come with me. She held my baby on the plane. And when I read her lips as the plane was taking off, Vietnam was being bombed. The last word I read her lips that said, I love you. And I've never seen her again. Mm-hmm. Always say I love you to someone, because it's not a guarantee you're going to wake up tomorrow. Right now, the Rent Too Damn High Party says to every American citizen, I love you. And if someone is here to help this country on the right track, his name is Jimmy McMillan, and he represents the Rent Is Too Damn High Party.
Jimmy, man, I want to thank you for taking time to talk to us. I think you're really going to mix things up and give those running against you for mayor of New York, a run for their money, no pun intended.
The people love me, and that's why I'm here to do a job. They know that.
Well, brother, man, thank you very much, and good luck with the election.
Thank you so much.
All right, you have a nice night, sir.
Stay tuned for my new video.
Hey, I will.
Can't wait.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.